big episode of Have I Got News for Your Ears today. You got me. You got Have I Got News for You, producer Jim Biederman. Have I Got News for You, producer Jodi Lennon. We got Have I Got News for Your Ears, fan favorite, Anthony Atamanuik. We're going to be talking about, what are we talking about? The war, obviously, and a little bit of Cuba, and also a little bit of Cuba Gooding Jr., not as much. Also, the ballroom, the Liberty. We're going to talk about, Tony's going to break out his Robert De Niro, which is surprising. Little bit. So stick around, hang out. It's Have I Got Huey Lewis and the News for Your Ears? What? I can say that, Jodi. Before we started, we were making jokes about Huey Lewis. I'm Michael Ian Black, your host, Jim Biederman, Jodi Lennon, joined by Anthony Atamanuik.
Wow!
Yeah.
I like that sound you made.
It was a big roll.
Oh, I always thought I had it.
Almost. Atamanuik.
Atamanuik.
By the way, you weren't even close.
You deal with this every single day of your life.
Every day of my life.
Okay, so just because I'm an asshole, I'm in very good company because my assholishness is in company with everybody in the world.
Yes. Look, I'm going to tell you who you keep company with.
Yeah.
Former Vice President of the United States.
Oh, wow.
A host, a shock jock host, has been on the air for 50 years.
Atamanuik.
There we go.
When you graduated from high school,
Yeah,
picture yourself.
I was the president of my high school.
Yay.
You know that? And I was the homecoming king.
Right.
Wow.
This is a bit, right?
No, it's true.
Well, congratulations. We've never had a president on the show before.
I was just going to say,
That's true.
maybe show a little more respect.
It is exciting.
Well, speaking of our president.
Here he is.
And we have been very, very successful. You know, when I went into Venezuela,
Go ahead, Anthony.
We were very, very successful. You know, when I went into Venezuela, he said they don't have to go. And we did it in a straight of Hormel. Is tasty and delicious.
Straight up Hormel.
There's a whole shipping container of Jimmy Dean sausages waiting to go to the streets of Hormel.
I said, because I campaigned on the fact peace through strength, you wouldn't have to use. I built this great military. I said, you'll never have to use it, but sometimes you have to use it. And Cuba's next, by the way, but pretend I didn't say that, please. Pretend I didn't say that. Please, media, please disregard that statement. Thank you very much. Cuba's next.
Was he holding for laughs there?
He was holding for last. I have two questions. One, I don't why, and then two, who are the fuckers that always laugh at him? Who are they paid? I want that job.
They're his toadies, right?
paid.
One of the many toadies.
That is what a sycophant does. That is job description number one of sycophancy.
That's true.
Like Jodi's
Must
doing
laugh.
right now.
Thank
You
you.
laugh at the joke. Thank you, Jodi.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, you get paid on the spot.
I pay improv money. I'm an improviser.
That's very good.
I'm going to put it in my improv wallet.
I almost felt it was real.
Whoa.
What is that?
Remember.
If your attitude remains good for the rest of the podcast.
Okay, let's just keep it there. I hadn't heard Steve Bannon be referred to as an unmade bed before.
Yeah.
And that was something
Human unmade bed.
That was Kara Swisher brought that to
Brilliant.
us. Beautiful.
We have obviously a lot of Trump clips this week as opposed to every other week. But he did a lot of explaining and then of course drifting off of subject.
He said Cuba's next.
Cuba's next.
Okay.
Oh, please don't. Oh, please.
But
Are we going
to talk about the Cuba thing at all? Because it's really weird what's going on in Cuba right now.
Talk about.
It's sadistic.
We're going to talk about it.
Yes, it started as sadistic, but now I feel like it's getting weird because it started with we're just going to embargo energy,
right?
And then
we'll
the island goes.
Smoke them out.
We're going to smoke them out. The island plunges into darkness.
Right, it's dark.
People are dying.
Yeah.
It's a disaster.
Yeah.
And then Russia says that's okay. We're going to send an oil tanker, and he just lets it through.
Yeah.
So that's really weird to me.
Not just lets it through, but lifts the sanction that we have on Russian oil.
Yes.
Not exactly. it's sanctions lifted. I could be wrong about this. Sanctions lifted off Russian oil that was already sort of in the shadow fleet and whatever. It wasn't like all.
No. I'm talking about just for that.
It was the oil that's already out in the ocean, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh, it's on a tanker.
Yeah.
that's how I think he did the same thing with Iran in that sense,
Yes, he
which
did,
was
yeah.
whatever was out in the
Right.
water. This is his. I mean, this is because none of this is really
No strategy.
they don't want any of this, but they do want it. Like they want it, but they don't want it.
They don't know what they want. That's the whole point. Like
There's
that's
no
why
strategy.
he cannot explain why we're there.
Right.
He cannot explain what our objectives are, what the strategy is. There's no plan.
Well, because this one is, I could say, I guarantee Venezuela was like the gift for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I could go in Venezuela, get it, right? So they're like,
So
great.
it's like when Ryan Gosling does an indie. That was
Yes,
Venezuela.
that was Venezuela.
And then when he does the blockbuster,
Yes.
that's
Project-
Iran.
Project Hail Mary.
And he's
Right.
not
Yeah.
as into that. He might not even know really what's happening because it's mostly CGI and green screen.
Right.
And that's this, because I think there are times when I guarantee you he is as surprised as we are about what's going on.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well, he has said it.
Yeah.
He said we didn't expect them to attack Bahrain
Yeah.
and Qatar and UAE and all the rest
or
of it.
hold up the
close the Strait of Hormuz.
Hormuz.
He's like, I can't believe they did with the Strait of Hormuz. And they went and they got Bahrain. They did it all. They got all of them. And I'd be very upset if I were them. And it's like he's talking to you like you're in a diner. You're like, dude, you're the one doing it. But my favorite, that other one, just before we go off, is the part where he's like, don't tell press, don't. And he does that.
Please,
as
stop.
someone who's with someone who's declining.
Right.
That is such a great example.
Please don't talk about Jim that way.
I know. I was like, he's
but
right
he's very
here.
going to remember.
He won't remember
That's
it, but
the beauty of it.
But
Huh? What?
But wait, what is your point?
Jim.
What is your point about with somebody who's declining?
He's doing his thing, but his thing is slow and his cognitive ability is starting to wane.
Yeah.
So what would have been probably 50% faster,
Right.
and would have had more vibrato, like "Don't tell the president." Like there's a version of him from 2016 that does that.
The bit would have worked
that's funny.
if you. Yeah.
Now it isn't.
His pacing is off.
His pacing's
I
completely
can recall being around in 2016, and it wasn't funny.
off. Oh, I love. That's the difference. I see him as. He was so funny, and I admired him, and that's why I voted for him.
Well, sure.
2016, 2020,
2024.
2024. That's why I entered the Capitol.
Sure.
I was one of the first people in.
Why is it next? Why? What about Cuba? Is it just he seems to have this list of 1975
Well,
things
you know
to
my
do.
conspiratorial theory
What
on
is it?
this, which is, and I feel like somebody was sort of saying it last night.
Why are you looking around?
Somebody behind you?
Because I was hoping Stephen Miller was in the room with us.
A little angel or devil?
Remember, he called. He couldn't make it today.
Oh, that's right. And it was very disappointing for me. That he literally wants the United States of America to either own or fully control the entire Western Hemisphere,
Oh,
from the
yes,
south of
yes,
Chile
yes, I've heard
to the
this theory.
top of
I've heard
Greenland.
this theory, yeah.
Yes.
So
Hemispheric.
hegemony.
Yes, hemispheric hegemony, which is a Project 2025
Correct. That is
aim.
true.
He loves Iran. He loves Cuba.
Yeah.
Those
Oil. He likes oil.
Yes, and he has a big. I think there is a big thing about all his obsessions. If you consider almost every single thing
Yeah.
he does, he carries an agenda that's 50 years old.
Yeah.
and he's playing that agenda out. But you say let the Russians through, right?
Yeah.
He let the Russians through is almost the equivalent to executive ordering the TSA.
Yeah.
Right.
You're continually undermining your
own policies?
Your own policies because his biggest fear is not being liked.
Yeah.
And so he wants everyone
I have bad news for him.
Yeah. it's not a good day for him. It's been a little bad
Anyone
lately.
Oh
told
no!
him-
What's he doing wrong?
I'm telling you, he would be, if someone really told him the truth,
Yeah.
I think he truly would be I think he really
We
would
were
be
talking.
devastated.
So Jodi told me this morning he's building his library in Miami.
yeah,
I saw this.
40-story skyscraper or 50.
You
Oh
have
my
to see.
The
God.
Eric Trump posted it,
And
right?
Jodi's like,
The-
"Are there going to be books there?" And I said, "Who cares?" She goes, "It's crazy." I said, "Who cares? It's fucking Miami. Who cares?" And then she said, "Are there going to be books in there?" I said, "It's Miami."
Right.
But I think, and we were talking about this, it's all of this stuff, putting his name on the money, putting the Trump, Kennedy, all that bullshit. it's purely just like, well, I think deep down inside, I'm not well liked.
Yes.
And I'm going to, use history as my tool to basically name enough things that basically I will become
that people
statue.
will infer.
Yeah.
He must have been.
Yes.
A
important.
great man.
Yeah, he must have been a great man.
The
a
library
great man.
plans in Miami have 2 statues of him included. One is in the front.
And it's gold.
That's a
And it's
shocker.
25 feet high.
No.
Yes.
Come on.
It looks-
Jim, you
that's
have
Sounds
to
like
see
Saddam
it.
Hussein shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's worse than Saddam Hussein shit. Like
His
because
is only 20.
it's the Donald Trump library / skyscraper. It's a skyscraper.
It's biblical.
Glass.
It is biblical.
Yeah.
Like when they talk about like some antichrist is going to build gold statues of himself.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
It's
maybe Khan's real.
Yeah. Every time I hear about, the Christians like, well, the Antichrist is coming. It's like, but
He's here.
you guys
He's
voted
here.
for him.
You voted him in. He is the beast. He's a sweaty beast.
40
It's okay.
stories high.
a library.
A
At least
library.
call it something else.
Miami. We could
We
just call it
know
Miami.
it's not going to be a place of books where you
Just call
can
it Jeffrey
use-
Epstein's new house.
Yeah, it's not.
Do you think it's a hotel and apartments?
Of course it is.
yes.
It's a hotel and library and apartments.
I bet it's
So
not
it's
going to
a
be easy to find books there.
Apartmentary.
It's going to be an apartmentarium.
Apartmentary Cino.
If it is, because you know what?
There's roulette.
If it's
You
a
go into the
casino-
decommissioned Air Force One. There's just a roulette table in there.
What if they have a great poker
Oh,
room?
Air
I'll
Force
go.
One. Air Force One is big enough to have the Air Force One in it.
Yeah, there's an indoor.
no.
There's indoor skiing.
That's
There's
a
an-
movie. De Niro and Trump,
Yeah.
handcuffed together,
Yeah.
have to travel across the country to the library. It's called Air Force Run.
Perfect.
It's just
Yeah.
De Niro being like, I fucking hate you, you son of a bitch. I hate you. Fuck you. It's just like the most he can. I love De Niro, but I
It's-
also love that the fact that all he does
Yeah.
is he gets up like a kid at a middle school assembly and he's like, fuck him, fuck that motherfucker. And you're like, all right, we get how you feel about
Yeah,
it.
yesterday, I think, or the day before, he was on during
Oh,
the
the No Kings
No Kings.
March.
And I was like, oh, Lord,
He
come on.
needs to stop
Yeah.
speaking
He
publicly
can't, like,
about
he just wants to kill us.
You're De Niro.
It's not good.
Well, I just feel like I hadn't considered him as Doc Brown from Back to the Future before.
It's a little bit. It's
But
a little
now
bit,
that
it
I
doesn't
am,
matter.
I can see it and I like it a lot.
It doesn't matter because I do think the good thing about the impression in this instance is that it makes him as kind of buffoonish as he's coming off right now, which I think is weird. That because I think he's probably
Nobody
pretty
has
literate.
ever praised Robert De Niro for being a fantastic extemporaneous speaker.
I've never even heard anyone talk about it.
Oh, no. I had a symposium
Oh, you did?
about it
Yeah,
at
TED Talk?
Chautauqua last summer.
Is that why you're
Really?
wearing the jacket?
Yes. I'm coming from my lecture series
All right,
about
well,
Robert
let's-
De Niro's
Okay, let's see what
extemporaneous
else has
speaking
happened.
skills.
Here's clip 2.
On part of you mentioned that Cuba will be next. What did you mean by that exactly?
Who will be next?
Cuba.
Yeah, Cuba's going to be next. Cuba's going to be. Cuba's a mess. It's a failing country, and they're going to be next. Within a short period of time, it's going to fail. And we will be there to help it out. We'll be there to help our great Cuban Americans out who were thrown out of Cuba. In many cases, their family members were mutilated and killed by Castro. Well, Cuba's going to be next, yeah.
There was one guy, he's married a redhead, and he played bongos. Good guy. And we want him to come back to Cuba. Ricky Ritardo. One of the good people. And his wife was nuts. Big redhead like my mother. And I wanted to sleep with her. My mother, that is.
It's not clear to me what he's. I mean, why would these words even come out of my mouth?
Right.
I said it's not clear to me what he's saying, but it's unclear to me what he's getting at. Is he saying Cuba is going to fail, and when it does, we will be there
We will
to
force
provide
its failure, and
assistance?
we will be there to save
Well,
it.
that's one line of logic, right? But don't you think we'll hear 5 more? Like that's what he's
Yes.
saying now.
Sure, but he's not saying we're going to invade. He's not saying we're going to institute regime change. He's just, it sounds like what he's saying is we want to hasten the collapse of Cuba.
Right.
And when it collapses, we'll be
But he
there.
doesn't have a reason.
No.
No, he has
Well,
no
it's a
reasons.
failing economy. He doesn't like that.
His only reason
Not in my backyard.
in his mind, again, he sees Cuba
Yeah.
as this place with resorts and
Mhm.
casinos.
Right, 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 right.
And in his mind, he thinks, well, if it fails, those resorts and casinos will just erupt from the ground. They'll just replace this dilapidated island, and it will then be this great place you can go vacation.
Yeah.
right, between Florida and
Everything
Cuba.
is about hotels and vacation
Florida.
properties with him. Also, I think it's Marco. I think this is like, we'll do this one for Marco. I think it's like each one, like, each one is for someone, like for one
Who's
of his
Iran
adopted
for?
children. Iran's for Steve,
oh.
Oh, yeah. I think
for
you're
Stephen
right.
Miller.
I think you're right.
Hold that thought. We're going to be back in a moment. While you're waiting, why not hit subscribe? Why not hit join? You get all kinds of freebies and goodies when you hit join.
So everyone knows he's just finished at this point talking about Cuba.
On Air Force One.
On Air Force One, another military excursion that we're involved in. We will be involved in. And he then just leapfrogs over to this.
I did something today. We just got these in from the architects. A lot of people are talking about how beautiful the ballroom. For 150 years, they've wanted to build a ballroom at the White House, and other presidents have wanted it. This is the same height as the White House. It's an incredible fitting. You see what that is, right? Nice. I'll show you. Here's another view. This is coming from right opposite the Treasury building. Beautiful Capitol. Beautiful building, and I think it'll be the finest ballroom of its kind anywhere in the world. A lot of people are giving it really good reviews. Some are giving it reviews without even seeing the building. It matches and fits the White House. It's also capable of handling the inauguration. We have all bulletproof glass. We have drone-proof roofs, ceilings. Everything's drone-proof and bulletproof. And unfortunately, we're living in an age where that's a good thing. This is a view of the columns as they are going to be made. They're going to be hand-carved, and they're beautiful. Top of the line, they'll be Corinthian, which is considered the best, most beautiful by far.
What
They're the best
fuck?
pillars. There's Doric, there's Ionic, and there's
Corinthian,
Corinthian.
let's be honest. Everyone loves Corinthian.
Everyone does.
I don't know anyone who does.
They had Corinthian leather and all the great.
It's
Whatever Jennifer
Probably
convertibles
what's
have.
going through his...
Oh yeah. What I love too is there was a whole thing recently about how the reason why this shouldn't be built is because it's not matching the White House. That
Correct.
was like the complaint.
Yeah,
And so I love that
it's
he
the sales job now.
Mhm.
Yeah, he does the sales job. But I was thinking watching this, do you think that as we go forward and when he leaves office in 2032,
Can we tear it down?
Yeah.
do you think future presidents will now have to do they're like, well, now we have to stand in Air Force One and talk? Like, do you think that
the
he
trend.
set standards that now other people will have to do?
Well, one of two things: either yes or no. The no will be he will be at that point by 2032 so regarded as like this horrific cancer that we cut out that you don't do anything like him.
Right. Because I just feel like the standing in the doorway of the plane is
Yeah,
such a
it's a new thing.
Yeah.
What president stands there as if there's someone who wishes they could be in first class lurking in the right?
Are you going to eat your warm cookie?
what kind of snacks you got up there?
Yeah. But this,
The roof that's drone proof
yeah.
really I snagged on because apparently drones can destroy a battleship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
But
mean,
he's somehow figured out the
drone-proof
well,
roof.
I'm
is a
sure they
drone-proof
told him the roof is drone proof, and maybe it is. But he spent 2 minutes talking about war and the invasion of a different sovereign nation,
a new invasion,
so that he could get to the Photoshop renderings.
Yeah, the show and tell
of this.
Yeah.
Of this.
I love that he drops in that it's getting good reviews.
Yeah.
Because
Even
New
by
York
people
Times-
who haven't seen it.
The New York Times did not give it a good review.
No.
Well, also, who's review? Like,
Nobody. 'Cause
they're
nobody
looking at-
talks about
they're-
buildings that
No, but
way.
they are. They're looking at the plans. For instance, the steps on the
Go nowhere.
Right.
They
Go nowhere.
The windows that very interesting. He talked about the windows. I think he says they're bulletproof, but also they're all great glass. You can see through them. No, apparently they're 3 fake windows with a wall behind it. That's where the shitters are. And so it's just like all of the things. It's like the Winchester House or something. It's like nothing goes to where it's supposed to go.
I think the more interesting question is, because you know how when popes become popes, what they do is they do some great work, some like public works.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe now, instead of like sitting on the and talking to the plane, presidents will feel obligated to do some sort of great work for either Washington or the nation or whatever, and which could be fine. This is a terrible precedent to start.
To your point, 2 minutes on Cuba.
Now, the military is building a big complex under the ballroom, which has come out recently because of a stupid lawsuit that was filed. But the military is building a massive complex under the ballroom, and that's under construction, and we're doing very well. So we're ahead of schedule. That's part of it. The ballroom essentially becomes a shed for what's being built under the military, including from drones and including from any other thing. It's something we just wanted to pay tribute to the White House. And so that fits in beautifully. Let me just see another one. Here's another one. Wait, excuse me, wait. I thought I'd do this now because it's easier. I'm so busy that I don't have time to do this. But I'm fighting wars and other things.
Wait, this is like,
Well, you're
okay,
busy because you're making yourself busy.
you know how there's a guy at your coffee shop and he's going to publish his own book. And he's always walking around with it in his manila envelope and it's kind of tattered. And he's like, I got to show you this now because I'm so busy. And it's like the last thing. He's pitching his book to you. He's
got like
showing you
clippings shoved in his pocket.
illustrations. And that's,
So when I saw that clip, I mean, apart from just the "I'm so busy," which is just like, oh,
So
crazy.
busy fighting wars.
Yeah,
I know,
that
but
I
then-
created. It's a lot of time on you. It turns out.
but so there's going to be,
But so I was just saying, when he said the military is building this, so we are paying for this.
yes, exactly.
well,
That's what I was thinking
it was
too.
the 200 million, then the 400 million of
400.
Right.
private donations like
Right.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Right.
And I never believed it, but I was like,
Yeah.
how would we ever really break it? Like, he's never going to let any of that out. But now the military is building a giant.
And he's so
Yeah.
pissed. He was so pissed. He's like, I wanted a secret bunker. I can hide things in. And
Right.
now everybody
Stupid lawsuit.
knows. The stupid lawsuit.
I just have this vision of just kind of like a bond kind of, the elevator
layer.
goes
Yeah.
Right.
all the way
Yeah.
down.
But that already exists.
Yeah,
I mean,
already.
if you're doing construction on the White House, I just assumed there would be some sort of subterranean shit. Like that didn't-
I think it's because the Situation Room is
too
old
small
or
and
something.
cramped and whatever. Yeah, that all makes
He's
sense
making
to
a
me.
big panic room.
But here's
Yes,
the
yes.
This is one guy.
The
Like
insanity
Safra,
of the
yeah.
whole thing is he's not wrong in the sense that the White House does not have big public
Right.
facilities.
It doesn't have a good functionary.
Right. So he's not wrong
Right.
to say that, yes, we could use
Yeah.
something like this.
Right.
Right.
He may have even been able to persuade the American people that this was a good idea.
Yeah.
But when you just take a backhoe
Yeah.
to the most storied building
Yeah.
in the nation without asking anybody, people are going to be upset.
Yes.
I think the thing that's interesting is these are the things that I'm like, this is actually what you are good at, technically, is
Construction.
you're actually decent at going, let's build a ballroom or do whatever. Fine. But maybe in that sense, this should have been the 4 years where you just built things and
Yeah.
sort of went up and talked and, screwed just this country up.
Yeah.
But instead, you have extended. I think that's, and to me, that is
But in a
his
sense,
weakness.
don't you feel like that is what he's doing? Like, in a sense,
Yes.
he is. He feels more like a figurehead to me this term
Yes.
than he ever has before.
Yes.
Like, we understand
sure.
that he is now just fully being manipulated
Right.
Yes.
by
Yes.
domestic
Yeah.
and interests and international
yeah.
interests.
Right.
I mean, between Russia and Saudi Arabia and Israel, just
Right.
like jerking his
Yeah.
chain.
Yep.
This guy just is not in control of his faculties.
Right.
He is not fit to do this job. And so that's why he's so excited about the ballroom and the
Yeah.
and the
Yes.
Kennedy
Yeah.
Center and all the
Yeah.
other stuff.
He's being given distraction projects while other things happen. He's pissed. I guarantee you, pissed that Iran's gone a month.
Right.
Because
Of course.
They
he
told him
wanted
it'd be
this
5
to be
days,
2
5
And
days.
here's the other thing is I think that down the line, and there's something he said in the cabinet meeting that I don't think anyone caught.
Because nobody else watched it. You watched it?
You're the only one who watched it.
It was like 2 hours.
I gotta stay up to date. He says this thing where he goes, NATO, they weren't there for us, right? And he said they weren't for the Strait of Hormuz, and they didn't go in, and they're not doing it. NATO's done nothing. He goes, I'll tell you, NATO. He goes, they weren't there for us. You know, in a few months, they'll learn. In a couple of months, and no one. I went, wait a minute. There's something he's inferring there, something that he has heard or seen that implies that there's some threat to Europe that maybe is vague that he's taken in.
Right.
And that him saying they're going to need us in a few months
I wonder
was
if
a dumb move.
I
on
wonder
his
if
part.
think
the
you're right. I think
reference
you're right.
had something to do with the Strait of Hormuz. And in 5 or 6 months, when he's thinking, I'm going to be controlling this with the Ayatollah, and you're going to be having to pay a toll, you're going to be pretty pissed off because you didn't help us. And all that toll money is going to go right into my pocket.
I told you so. Thank you.
We're going to take a little break. Back in a moment.
Okay.
And we're back.
This is just brilliant propaganda.
I love her hair.
The project is coming in ahead of schedule and under budget, according to the president, who reiterated, again, it is being paid by private donors, not like the Fed, of course, which he has been a huge critic of with the overruns. Now, a federal panel reviewing President Trump's plans for the ballroom will be convening for a final vote on the project, and that's happening this week on Thursday, so setting up to be a pretty big week for the president there.
So this is a broadcast that's just for him?
Yes.
Plays in his toilet?
I don't know, but I do hope this, that they, in hell, they just slowly peel her skin off.
I think she...
Like string cheese?
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I mean, she's alive, so don't get me wrong.
Would it be better that it was public money? Like this private donor thing, $400 million.
It's a good question.
The Patriots money?
We would be upset if it
Isn't
were
that what they're
public.
called?
Let's be honest.
Patriot
I'm
donors?
upset. Yeah.
We would say, why are they spending this money on blah, blah, blah?
But the private money is worse because it's all
private money is
transactional.
bullshit. I think it's bullshit. The fact that it's now $400 million.
Yeah. But wait,
Well, Melania gets a fee. Eric gets a cut.
Yeah.
Melania has been one doing a lot more public-facing stuff.
Yeah, she
has.
When she was sitting next to Macron's wife, which what is the tension there? Because
She cheered that UN thing.
Yes.
Is she thinking about running for something?
I hope so.
I hope she runs for president.
She doesn't know
my
she can't.
God.
Do you know what she does? She has no idea. She gets all.
But Donald told me I could.
I want to be president.
Here's CNN's take on the Russian oil.
This morning, the president says the U.S., though, is in serious discussion with Iran's, quote, new and more reasonable regime to end the war. But he added this, quote, if for any reason a deal is not shortly reached, which it probably will be, and if the Strait of Hormuz is not immediately open for business, we will conclude our lovely stay in Iran by blowing up and completely obliterating all of their electric generating plants, oil wells, and Karg Island, and possibly all desalinization plants.
Okay, great.
So we won't just murder the entire region.
We're not just going to pull out. We're going to literally just
We're gonna
burn the
obliterate,
fucking thing to the ground.
This is spoken like a person who, as we know, is briefed with 2-minute videos of shit just being blown up. Like they just create these sizzle reels for him of just shit being blown up.
Rockin' sizzle reel.
One last thing, just Marco Rubio. Mario.
Super Mario Rubio.
Super Mario Rubio.
These people are lunatics. They are insane. They are religious zealots who can never be allowed to possess a nuclear weapon because they have an apocalyptic vision of the future.
He just described the
Has he
Republican Party.
developed a lisp in the last 2 weeks?
No, he's always had
No,
that.
Has he always
been,
had that?
Yeah,
He's always had
been
a
little
sibilant S?
lispy.
But he just described the Republican Party.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
And all of their neighbors know that, by the way, which is why all of their neighbors have been supportive of the efforts we're conducting.
You call them lunatics, but the president just had this post where he says we're in discussions with a new and more reasonable regime. Let me try to pin you down on that. Who is this new and more reasonable regime? Is the United States in direct contact with them?
Well, I'm not going to disclose to you who those people are because it probably would get them in trouble with some other groups of people inside of Iran. Look, there's some fractures going on there internally. And if there are new people now in charge who have a more reasonable vision of the future, that would be good news for us, for them, for the entire world. But we also have to be prepared for the possibility, maybe even the probability, that that is not the case.
What the fuck is he saying?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I saw this clip. I was like, what? Wait, we are. We're not.
He's
we
the
are.
Secretary of State.
Yeah, but you know what? Might be a bad thing. Could be a good thing.
It's his job to know who we're talking to.
It would be good.
Oh, God.
Yeah, good point. That'd be good if it did. I don't know. Do you
And
know?
why does his hair always look like that?
I don't know.
Let me
He's
tell you.
got the flattest helmet head. It drives me crazy.
It could be. It couldn't be. Who knows? So I don't know who's in charge over there.
It's a little bit Mike Tyson-y.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
now
now
it's
I
going to
like
go
it.
lateral. It's going to go like that. Cal Canning.
I mean, I could not believe that answer when I saw it. And
Because they can't
because
reveal the secret talks because it's got to all be secret because Trump's being a big showman. And if they have a big negotiation, they don't want.
right, you don't want to
It's a-
ruin Act 3.
Yeah.
one hand does not know what the other
Right,
hand is
exactly,
doing.
yes.
Right.
Mostly because one hand is just saying whatever
Right.
shit comes out of its mouth.
Yes, you're right. He probably doesn't even actually know what's going on. Every public appearance they make is an appeal to him.
Right.
Yeah.
So the way
Right.
they talk to him
Right.
is through the
Right.
TV camera. So that's why Hegseth stands there this morning, and he's like, "We've got a full complement of," he uses those like military, like lots of consonant words to like say like and it's very alpha male.
Yeah.
I think he like cooked meat on a hot rock while he was doing it. They're appealing to him,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
Hegseth in particular,
Yeah.
I think is under Noam is probably the next one who,
Potential to go.
because I think he's an utter failure
Yeah.
in every way. And the Joint Chiefs are all like, we are truly at the behest of we're like Pakistan right now. We are at the behest of our military.
Right,
That is
right,
essentially the
true.
last thing
Right.
that's keeping us from completely collapsing.
Well, this was fun and educational and not at all totally dispiriting. So I'm grateful for that.
So I'm thankful too.
Always a good
Me
thing.
too.
Thank you, Jim. Thank
Sure.
you, Jodi. Jodi, take your $5. You did a great job. You did
Thank
a
you,
great
Michael.
job.
Wow. Okay,
Thank
good.
you,
Get him to sign it.
Anthony.
Will you sign it? The Trump pen?
Yeah, I will. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. New episodes of Have I Got News for Your Ears release every Wednesday. So you can watch us or listen to us on Apple or Amazon Music, or even better, you can watch
Where?
the vlog
Yeah.
on
call it that?
Spotify
Yeah.
or on the Have I Got News for You YouTube channel. While there, subscribe, join, do the whole thing. Anthony, where can people see you?
They can see me at The Real Actual Tony on Instagram. And we have a podcast called Good Science that is coming out.
Do the voice.
Hosted by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And we're going to be giving you health advice. And it'll be coming out sometime now in April or May.
Oh, okay.
So if you need your Have I Got News for You fix, we're right here.
Every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe to the HIGNFYE YouTube channel and be sure to click the bell to stay on top of all our great content. Even better, become a member for exclusive content, early access to videos, members-only shoutouts, and more. Click the join button below.